Good morning. Welcome to my trading journal. Today is October 18th. It's a Friday. The time is 7:48 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, getting kind of a late start this morning. What you're looking at is the Jigsaw daytradr platform. There's 5 products here. This is all trading on order flow, no charts whatsoever. So like I said, there's 5 products really quick from left to right. This is the Ultra Bond here. This is the 30-year here. This is the 5-year right here. This is the 10-year T-Note, symbol ZN. It's primarily what I trade, and all the way over here on the right is the ES, the E-mini ES, S&P 500. It normally works as an inverse correlation to these products over here. Like I said, it's a little late in the day. Probably have maybe another hour before things dry up because it's Friday and people just take off, go home. So we'll see what we can do. We're kind of approaching the overnight high. We've already been up here once and it's sold down pretty close to kind of the point of control. So yeah, if we get up to back up to the overnight high, which might be unlikely, but we get up to 0.1 half or 0.1 even, could probably sell this thing back down. The context is basically just traders in control. It's been kind of trading in this little short range here. Well, the overnight was kind of down in this area. Once the pit opened, it got bid all the way up, and then just been sort of trading sideways in here ever since. Looks like short-term traders are in control. So we'll just sort of hang out and let this thing run. Like I said, we might have another hour or so. Gone through this last couple days as far as the setup, and then just waiting for something interesting to happen. And it's been a lot of trading inside the range. The overnight range is pretty small in comparison to previous days. A lot of action during the overnight, during the European session, and then the US session just sort of goes sideways inside that range. And unless we build up some sort of a huge volume node or something somewhere inside the range, then I typically don't really engage. I like to play on the outsides. So the last couple of days have just been starting up like this, kind of sitting here waiting for something to happen, and nothing happens. You just sort of shut everything down with really nothing to show for it. And that is trading right there. It's a lot like fishing. When you go fishing, you want to catch fish, but you don't necessarily, there's no guarantee you're going to catch a fish. Fishes. So trading is the same way. There's just no guarantee. You get up, you get ready, get all your gear, you get in your boat, you go out in the lake, and you wait to catch fish. Same thing here. You get up, turn on your computer, boot up the software, and then you wait. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes you get a good opportunity, sometimes you don't, and that's just the name of the game. That's how it works. So we'll just shut the mic off, let it run, and we'll see what happens. So we're back up to this little volume node here. And what I'd really like to see at this point is for the ES to fall back in, which it looks like it's going to do. Fall back into the lows and see what the reaction is with all these products across here. I'd like to see them just kind of either stay here or maybe one tick higher, not blow through the overnight high. And then sell back down, see sellers start to step up. The other option is for sellers to really start stepping up at this level, like right there. See how the Ultra Bond just dropped in like 4 ticks, 2 ticks over there in the ZB. That selling happened across all products, it looked like anyway. We'll try to add to it here. Could scale into a decent lot size. Target's at 29.5. That's the extent of the move on the last time down here. And again, this being Friday, I don't really expect this to take off, barring any tweets or news or anything else that's coming out. We do have 2 Fed speakers going on right now, Kashkari and Clarita. Oh wait, Clarita doesn't start for another half an hour. So Kashkari's speaking. Still might have Kaplan and George speaking. They started at 7. So again, we're watching all these other products. We want to see if we get some lift or some selling over here. If they start to lift up through, might be in trouble. But I'd be inclined just to let this thing play out. Things might change, but you get some more selling here again. Ultra Bond's 4 ticks down again, 2 ticks off the 30-year. The only real danger, not the only danger, but the big kind of trend lately is for this administration to release news on Fridays. They like to just dump their dirty laundry on Fridays for some reason before the weekend. I don't know if it's a ploy to get to just distract the media for the weekend talk shows or what, but it seems to be the trend lately. So we got to keep an eye on that. Always keep a stop loss out there. And again, full disclosure, I'm still trading on a simulator. Probably, I might crank it up, go live next week. It's just I haven't really had a lot of opportunities to actually be in trades lately. Just more of just waiting. More just sitting here watching. And I think the exercise needs to be evaluating positions and determining when to exit, because that's the hardest part about this whole thing. This is kind of acting like a little pressure point. This little level here, probably these 3 ticks. So it's going to pop one way or the other here pretty quick. Obviously, I have my bet placed. There we go. Look at the Ultra Bond all the way down. 4 ticks on the 30-year. If we can get below even here, I think we're onto something. It's the level we stalled out last time. Damn, it's like they're just playing this little 3-tick range here. Sell it down, buy it up. Sell it down, buy it up. Wow. That turned pretty quickly there. I thought for sure that would be the time then they would take it a lot lower. You got the Ultron almost all the way back up to the line. 30 years definitely at the line. 5 years bidding above it. This is good practice here, because this is the most important. Most important part of trading. Man, based on the way that thing turned around last time, I'm a little bit concerned we're going to get stopped out here. How quickly things can change. Just going to give that a tiny bit of breathing room. I mean, if it pops through the overnight high by 2 ticks, then that's fine. I'm okay with that, but I'm not sure about a 1 tick, because it could 1 tick and then drop right back in very easily. Even 2 or 3 ticks, that's when you know it means business. If it blows through, then you can even act or use the previous level as support for a move higher. But damn, the way this thing everything just started bidding back up. That's pretty Pretty remarkable. At some point, all the people that were holding this down, people that were absorbing the buying at this level, are just going to puke it all out, and that's kind of what will help this go higher if it does go higher. Which it looks like that's what's going to happen. It's not a level that I want to, or I want to bail. Fortunately, it's just one of those things you got to let it play out because of where you're at. I think the death nail at this point might be if the ES starts to drop all the way in to the lows, then that would definitely push us through to the highs. Push us through into my stop loss, I mean. Unless, you know, by some miracle they actually hold it down here at the overnight high, which is kind of what I talked about in the beginning. That's what I really wanted to see, was for the ES to fall all the way in and for sellers to hold this here at the overnight high. So hopefully that's what happens. All right, well, stopped out. 8:30 a.m. That sucks. But, yeah, I mean, you notice the ES didn't go anywhere. Didn't drop in, didn't have to. Just traded in this tiny little range. This sucker got bid up. And that's that. So that's -4. Tempted to buy the 30-year. Looking for a breakout. I think I missed it. Oh, I got it. I'm very precarious doing this kind of stuff. But just based on the activity we've seen, just sort of buying, overwhelming selling. can kind of just see everything lift across the board. This is kind of another area where you could see a little stop run going up, because it is the overnight high. If we were able to pop through it, but it's got to happen pretty quickly here. It's like the 10-year and the 5-year kind of leading the way up. These guys got to play catch up. Ultra bond hasn't even gotten to the high yet. Maybe that should have been the buy. Look at that, just absorbing all that buying or the selling right there. Just soaked it all up. Something just come out, some announcement, something. This thing definitely needs to go, though. I mean, they absorbed all that selling right there, but at the same time, it's not going anywhere. Wow. Oh, I don't have a stop in here. I need to stop. We're getting that lift again over here, but nothing over here. It's making me really nervous. Just cannot get above this level. Shit. Some selling on all products there. Damn it. Might be time to scratch this thing. Just can't get above. Can't get up, man. Scratch it.